Hi guys, welcome and who dat? I'm Joe. Welcome to Rosenfield 10. If you're a Saints fan, you've come to the right place. I love talking about the Saints. I want you to think of me as a coworker or as a friend who loves the Saints as much as you do. And if you're ever interested in hearing what a member of the Who Dat Nation family thinks about the current state of the Saints, come to my channel, subscribe to Rosenfield 10. It's free and you'll always have me there. And you can come and hear what I got to think and say and leave your comments so I know what you think and what you have to say. So today, all I got to talk about is Mickey Loomis. We've just lost a game to a 3-win team in the Las Vegas Raiders, who had got off the plane in New Orleans at 1 a.m. and had to play a football game 10, 11 hours. I don't see how any of them got any sleep. They have nothing to play for except pride and actually winning a game. And we lose to that team. So, not as bad as the shutout last week to a much better team, but it seemed pretty low. Now, I'm fine with it. I picked the Raiders to win this game in my head. Final score 20-6. So I thought they'd win by 14 points. And by my surprise, we actually scored a touchdown on a trick play. But we lose the game by 15 points. So, okay. 25-10. All right. I'm not here to break the games down. I quit doing that after we lost to Carolina to put our losing streak to 7 games in a row. The season was pretty much over with at that point. And I've been talking about the off season ever since. And that's what I'm going to talk about from here until the next season starts. We have a long way to go with this team. Lots of things need to change. A lot of Saints content providers are talking about who's going to be the next head coach. And I'm thinking, what does it matter if Mickey Loomis is still the general manager? And we know the situation with Gail Benson and Mickey Loomis. He's part of the will or whatever. So it seems like Gail's going to have to sell the team in order for a real change to actually happen. I don't know if she would tell Mickey Loomis, assume another title. Here, I'm going to slap as many titles as I can on you, but let somebody else actively be the general manager of the football team. I don't know if she'd be willing to do that. If she has any interest in being the owner of an NFL club post the passing of her husband, then she should know at this point that drastic changes have to happen. We haven't drafted good in years, and the most recent decisions by the general manager and the front office in general have all failed pretty miserably. So, the deal with Mickey Loomis, he gets the job as the GM of the Saints in 2002. And up until that point, the Jim Haslett led Saints were pretty competitive. We were always around 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. That first year we were, I believe, 10-6, and we won our first playoff game. Well, that was before Mickey Loomis showed up. Mickey Loomis shows up, and it gradually got worse until it was time to revamp the whole thing. He's our general manager, and he made a brilliant choice in hiring Sean Payton as the head coach. And then Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis made the brilliant move of signing Drew Brees. Now, Mickey Loomis has been, you know, in the position he's in because of these decisions, and I'm kind of tired of the grace period. So he decides to hire Dennis Allen as the next head coach, and it all made sense to most of us. Some of you out there, you know, pointed at Dennis Allen's record with the Raiders and said, no, please, this is never going to work. Inside, I thought it was not a bad idea. I mean, let's give the guy a better situation and see what happens. Well, maybe the situation with the quarterback was never that good after Drew Brees retired. Maybe Dennis Allen having complete control of the coaching staff, bringing in Joe Woods, you know what I mean, bringing in the quarterback and Derek Carr. Maybe all of those decisions have led to the spot we're at now. It certainly contributed. But yeah, I was giving Mickey Loomis the benefit of the doubt by choosing Dennis Allen. And now we have to move away from the Sean Payton, Dennis Allen thing completely. And the one constant that'll still be there is Mickey Loomis. Is there any hope? I don't think there is. If Mickey Loomis is still the general manager, I don't think there's a hope of us turning it around. So what would he have to do? He would have to go out and hire a coach from outside of the building and bring that total stranger in and give him the control, the tools he needs. And if there's a change that needs to happen elsewhere, I don't know if Loomis can do it. And Loomis is the kind of guy that wants to combine all of our picks and trade up and get that one good player. And if he is good, he's hurt all the time, or he's just not good. We haven't drafted good since 2017, and as a organization, we haven't been able to keep the assets we had. We ended up keeping players that were worse, or we saw players that were on our team go to other teams and be successful. Perhaps they couldn't be successful in this organization the way it is. I have issues with the scouting department. I have issues with the veterans that we're bringing in, as well as the scouting of the college players. I have issues with, yeah, how we do the salary cap. It's absolutely atrocious, and now we have to be a bad team for probably 2 to 3 years. We have to be, just to get on the level of every other club in professional football. It's awful. Yeah, Kai Harley can't be the next general manager. I don't think Jeff Ireland can be the next general manager. All of these people have been involved in putting the Saints where we're at now. And yeah, I'm pretty hot-headed about the shutout 2 weeks ago and about this embarrassing loss tonight to a three-win team. I'm pretty embarrassed by that. I'm pretty angry about that, and I am focusing on that when I should be focusing on everything as a whole. Well, I just can't see a light at the end of the tunnel unless Mickey Loomis goes. The only way it can work, if Mickey Loomis was ever any good, if there's something in him that gives him uh, the ability to be a good general manager, and that was evident when he picked Sean Payton. Does he have that in him? Can he go outside of the building and find another Sean Payton? Is he a GM that's good enough to do that again? And will he be motivated to do that again? He's going to have to eat a big slice of humble pie if he is. At his age, I'm an old guy, so I can say it. This guy's old. He's been riding the coattails of the success of Breeze and Payton for the last 15 to 20 years. And he didn't want anything to change. He wanted to stay in that little comfortable bubble that put him where he is. And he wanted to hire from within. And he's going to have to eat the big slice of humble pie, come out in front of the cameras and tell the Saints fans, hey, I made a mistake. I thought it would work. I wanted it to work. It didn't work. We all understand, but you're going to have to fix it now. You know, that's if he remains the general manager. And, I feel like as long as Gail Benson's going to own the team, then Mickey Loomis is going to be a part of this front office. And I don't even want the guy making decisions on what writing utensil the secretaries use, much less what goes on the actual football field. So I don't like the way he packages picks and trades up. We need to trade back this year. Everybody's talking about wanting a top 10 pick, and we're all bummed out because we're picking ninth or 10th. No, I want to pick 20th because I want to trade down so fucking much and, pardon my French, and acquire so many assets I don't, one great player isn't going to change this franchise. And don't tell me you can't get a great player in the second round, the third round, the fourth round. We've done it our whole career. Go and look at any of my past videos. I've done several about Saints drafts in the past and the Saints picking in the top 10. And we break that all down. This is the main reason I focus on the Saints with my channel now more than, focusing on anything else because I've covered entertainment and things before. But I focus on the Saints because Saints content providers don't pull up the stats and show it to you while they're talking about it. If they do a mock draft, they don't show me the picks. They don't keep a list up so I can remember who the heck we got, stuff like that. That's why I do it for my simple, cheesy prompts. And I like it. And I haven't done any of that for this video. I'm focusing on Mickey Loomis and just having his picture up the whole time is going to be nauseating to most fans, I would assume. So let's hope and pray, bless you boys, that Gail Benson decides to put someone else in the position of general manager, not Mickey Loomis. We need an overhaul, and it's not going to happen, in my opinion, in a way that we're going to all be satisfied with unless Mickey Loomis is out of it. You don't have to fire him, just make him whatever and tell him, you know, retire with grace or just take it easy. You've done enough. Congratulations. Sean Payton is having much success once again with the Denver Broncos. You found a good one. Can you find another good one? Can you find another good one that at your age isn't just reliving the old times? Do you still have it in you to be a good general manager and then make that kind of move? And then yeah, get a head coach, make the right kind of move so you can restock the pantry and then eventually actually go and try to get a quarterback and get a quarterback because we haven't done any of that with Mickey Loomis. That's assuming Gail keeps Mickey Loomis. I'm assuming she will, but I hope she doesn't. And if she doesn't, she's going to have to go and hire from outside the building. And hey, I don't know. Maybe a general manager has to have uh, the ability to do certain things that's not obvious to us layman fans. So, in my opinion, a general manager has to be able to identify talent. It has to be whether it's coaches, whether it's administrative, whether it's players, personnel, whether it's scouting department, whether it's medical, whatever the general manager's in control of hiring. He or she has got to be able to identify talent. So I look at the teams around the league that have sustained success and that have exhibited the ability to do such. So Kansas City's the biggest uh, winner out of all of them right now, consistent. That's Andy Reid. So does anyone ever go after the Andy Reid coaching tree? I don't know. We're plucking a lot of players off of Kansas City that they're casting away, but I don't see us going into their front office and looking into that. Maybe there's some people that work with the Kansas City Chief organization that actually know what's up with football. Another organization I would look at is the Los Angeles Rams. I think that they've done a great job with personnel, and they have an excellent coach, a bunch of great coaches, great players. They nail the drafts. Go get a guy from that department to be the next GM. The Los Angeles Rams are a good example. The Detroit Lions is another one. I do not advocate to go and hire Aaron Glenn. That's too close to home. I don't want that. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how great you think Aaron Glenn's going to be. The Saints fan base, in my opinion, this particular Saints fan does not want a Dennis Allen coached coach to be my next head coach. I don't want it. I don't care how different Aaron Glenn's actual defense is. And by the way, they've allowed 40 something points in at least two games this year. Oh, they've had a lot of injuries. Well, that Aaron Glenn has had a lot of say in the players that his defense acquired since he's been there. So you don't have the adequate depth. I mean, you're telling me a lot about Aaron Glenn. Besides all of that, the familiarity with coaching under Sean Payton, but really learning as a secondary coach under Dennis Allen. That's what I think we get with Aaron Glenn. No matter how different it is, it's too close. So I wouldn't do that. I'm kind of interested in Joe Brady, but not really. I mean, he was only here for a brief time, but when he was here, most people acted like he wasn't much of a presence, like he didn't do much of anything. And maybe he's just in that wave of success that he's in because of the players surrounding him. I mean, Joe Brady, it seems like you don't have to be incredibly brilliant to win with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, right? And then now you've got Josh Allen who's playing at an MVP level, and yeah, there's a little bit of give and take, right? Maybe Joe Brady would become a head coach and would really try really hard to prove everyone wrong and to be, that thing. And that's what it takes. Sean Payton was hungry. Maybe I'm kind of interested in Joe Brady, but other than that, yeah, we got to go outside. Detroit in the front office, I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested. I think they've nailed their draft picks lately, and that says something. And they obviously know how to identify coaches. I mean, Dan Campbell gets a lot of credit for that. Campbell comes from us at some point, but wherever he's been at before too, Miami, I think. And yeah, so front offices, yeah, the Rams, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Ravens. So that's all I've got. I don't think Gail Benson's going on some GM search, but I wish the Saints content providers would focus on the GM search as much as they are the head coaching job search. Because yeah, if it's Mickey Loomis running the show, then be prepared in the 2025 draft to package picks from next year's draft and this year so you can move up and go get the guy that has the RSA score out of this world, but played at a small school and hadn't proven anything. And yeah, that's what I expect from Mickey Loomis. I expect fewer draft picks and to miss on a bunch of them. And the ones you do hit on, you eventually let out the building anyway. That's all I've got. I'm Joe. Subscribe to Rosenfeld 10 for more videos about the Saints. And I'm going to be talking about all of the different aspects that this organization has to go through to improve. This one was about Mickey Loomis. Let me know how you feel and let me know where you would go if you were going to replace Mickey Loomis. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Who dat?